Hello, welcome to the stream. I'm Talia Trevere, here for an art stream. Just give me a sec to make sure my streams are actually live. Yeah, okay, I think we're good. Right? YouTube? Hello? Okay, I think we're good. Yeah, well, welcome. I think today we're going to hopefully try to finish my boy here. We're just about done. So I think the main thing that I really wanted to do was... Whoops, not that. Did I just accidentally shift all of my colors? Anyway, the main thing that I wanted to do was color the line art. I did, in fact, make a little bit of tweaks since last time. It's pretty subtle. I don't know if you can even notice here. I have the original version up for comparison. It's pretty hard to see, but the main thing I did was add a little bit of the glow from the hand on the side of his cheek here, and also a little bit on his hair there. And I also fiddled a little bit with the blending mode of the hands to make them a little bit, I don't know if more transparent is the right word, but like the part that overlaps here is a little bit brighter now. So yeah, been messing with it just a tiny bit. Yeah, I think I'll just jump right into coloring the line art, because that's really the main thing that I wanted to get done today. All right. I guess we can go kind of from the top down. Maybe start with like the hair. I also will have to remind myself, because it's been a while since I did I did the line art. And I think I didn't entirely split it all up into different layers, but a lot of it is on different layers. So, yep, Kitty is here. Hi, Kitty. You want to say hi? You want to join the stream too? All right. Yeah, let's just start with the hair, I suppose. I think is this layer just the hair? I think it is. Oh, there's some like details down here that's also on this layer. I think the like cloak pin there. Anyway, so I guess the question is how to do this. I guess I'll just what's it? Lock the pixel transparency and just fill in the colors. So what I usually start with is, why is it like this? This is a really tiny detail. I'm just noticing that the shading is like not lined up all the way. I don't need to fix that really, but I think I might anyway, just for the sake of perfectionism. This layer, right? Yeah. Also, one thing I totally kind of forgot that you would do in Clip Studio Paint, which is actually quite cool, is change the eyedropper style, so that like if I do this, I just get this like brown color. But if I pick up color from the layer, I get like the actual value of this color, which is the color that I was using to like do the multiply with, if you remember how I was doing that stuff. So it's kind of neat. Now I can just take this same color and just fill that in. Okay, that was like the most crazy perfectionist thing I've done in a while. So don't mind me. So let's take, I think this is maybe the darkest part of the colors here. Okay, we want actually the display color this time. Take that and go like even darker for the lines, which is going to be a little bit tricky because this is already a super dark color. Let's actually maybe just start by filling it in with this color and see what that looks like. So you can see if we do that, then these lines just totally disappear. I think that's too light for our purposes here. Can we do it in a way that's like not completely black? That's pretty decent. Well, I think I also am not necessarily going to have the entire layer be the same color. Obviously, I can have some variation in the colors of the line art, but I would like to at least start with the same color. Is that good, or do we want something even darker, or let's go with that for now. It's very close to black, but that's okay. Um, and then we should do the same thing for I was going to do the same thing for like his eyebrows and maybe even his eyelashes, but I think first I should fill in the skin color and then we can do that. So I'm just gonna grab a different color and do something kind of similar to this. Okay, yeah, that's definitely not nearly dark enough. Still. That's better. That's a good starting color, and then I think for some parts I will make them a little bit brighter. In the meantime, though, I can take my slightly darker color for the hair, although I don't know if you can even tell the difference. Not really. It's very similar. Um, but yeah, I guess we'll do that. All right, how's that looking? Mm-hmm. I don't know how I feel about that. I think it's just too flat right now. At some point, I should um, try to add more variety in the colors. But for now, it'll do, I think. So I think I'm actually going to have relatively few colors to do on here. Um, let's do the shirt color, I guess. Man, all these colors are so dark. I don't know if it's even going to really make a big difference. Oh yeah, I need to remember to do the lips too. I think this was the skin color, right? Let's just use that. Can you even tell the difference? Very faintly. Right. So I was trying to do shirt, I think. Oh, and it's like kind of... Is the shirt and cape and stuff all in one layer? Yeah, pretty much. All right, well, we'll figure something out, I guess. This is very annoying to do when it's all in one layer. I should have tried to split up the layers better. But on the other hand, the colors are so similar to begin with that I don't know if it's making a difference. Whatever. I guess the nice thing is that I don't need to stress about it because the colors are practically the same. Um, then let's see. I think the only things we really have left are the glove and the pin. What layer was the glove on again? I think the glove is actually fine as it is. So it was on like the skin layer. So it's the same color as the skin now. Which, you know what? I think it's good enough. And then what layer was this on? That's on this layer. Okay, that layer, that's the hair layer that also has some other stuff on it. Is this, I'm on the right layer, yeah. Okay, so I think that's that. And then finally, I want to get this, and I guess that would have gotten the hair color. Let's fix this up a little bit. It's gonna be a lighter color. Okay. Now what? I think I want to make the line color at the edges here at least lighter. So, which one was that? I think I lost that color. Okay, yeah, there we go. We got it back. So I don't know if we do something like this, maybe? I have to keep cycling through these layers to figure out which one is which. Is that an okay color? I think that's pretty decent. Maybe? Hmm. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. Let's do it maybe a little bit softer though. Or even just with a bigger brush. Kind of like that. Yeah, and I have to remember that there's also stuff on a different layer here. This one. Uh-oh, is something wrong with the stream? Seems like I might be having some issues. Okay, that's probably good enough for that. Where else did I want to do stuff? Let's do a little comparison. Honestly, there's not a great deal of difference. The main difference you can tell is definitely in those lighter lines at the top there. Um, hmm. I kind of feel like I want to darken some of the. You can see the difference. Yeah, it's a little bit different. I think I still want to darken some of the ones on his face actually. Um, man, too many similar looking colors now. It's probably this one. Um, Especially in like the really shadowed parts. And I think this was his mouth too, maybe there too. Like the parts that are really like in shadow. Mind if I lurk? I like watching your art style, but I don't have much artistic input and stuff. Yeah, of course. I do not mind lurkers whatsoever. Um, I feel like I want some of this to be more like more intense, a little bit redder, maybe. That's maybe too much. Although this is all so subtle, I don't know if it's even really going to make much of a difference. Maybe I should stop and work on things that actually matter. Um, but yeah, here at least I think in the parts that are more highlighted, it might make more of a difference. So this side I want lighter, but maybe not quite so red. Maybe even put some of that like blue in there. Mm, okay, I think I'll leave it like that. I do want to make some adjustments to the hair. I also did want to add some more highlights to the hair. I don't know if I should do that first or finish um the line art first. This is the hair one, right? Yeah. Let's see. What do we want to do with the hair? Let's take something like this for like the brighter parts, maybe. I think that could do it. Yeah, I think that's probably good. Um, Next thing I want to do, I think, is probably add the extra highlights. Man, I can't help but feel like I'm almost done. I'm just gonna end this stream like any moment now, and that'll be it. But y'all know I'm a perfectionist. I could keep going forever probably. Um, but yeah, let's take a look at these hair highlights again. Hmm. Let's maybe try to take this same color from here. I can't believe I've totally been neglecting this feature of Clip Studio Paint. I think I knew about it at some point, but I just completely forgot. It's so handy. And then this layer, yeah, that's, you can see the edge glow there. I wonder if I should put a little bit of that blue on the line art as well. I probably should. But before we do that, I want to just add some more highlights. So like, just kind of give it a sketch first. Something like that. That feels too hard. I mean, obviously I can blend those out and reduce the opacity like that. I could do something like that, I guess. Why is this not working? There we go. Yeah, let's start by just blending out these, and then I can try to adjust stuff later. Oops. Ah. Yeah. I don't know, something about this is turning out weird to me. I kind of like it though. I think this area in particular looks weird. Like the texture looks too plasticky, you know? I think it's just like the hard edges I have both on this and on that, which maybe I should do something about. Which shadow layer was this? This one? Or no, it was this highlights layer. Or which one? This highlights layer. Mm. Ah, what am I doing? Mm. Trying to decide if I like the look of these highlights. I kind of do. They feel kind of too bright. I don't know. Something's weird to me. Okay, I just adjusted them to be a little bit more yellow, which might help. I don't know. Let's get that color again though. That's so convenient. I love doing this. I'm just gonna use this tool all the time now. Mm. That's too bright. Need to like erase away some of that. Is that still, I don't know, it looks weird. I think the placement is weird too. That's better, maybe. Just a little bit of highlight. I think that'll do. Okay, now do I want to to add some of that blue on the edge there too? Maybe we can take this color and put it over. We can try a little bit of it and see what it does. I actually kind of like the look of that. Oh, I'm using the transparent watercolor brush. I was like, why is this not like working very well? Let's take maybe this one. Right? Right. This brush is also not working great for this purpose, but good enough, I think. I just want a little bit of this. Yeah, just a little bit. Maybe a little bit on here too. Why are none of my brushes working the way I want them to? I guess it's because I'm using these soft watercolor brushes. That's on me, probably. But the dense one is too intense. I want something in between. Oops, not there. Okay, I think that's probably good. And I think I want to try putting a little bit of the blue in here too. So let's find where I put that blue. Use my color picker trick. Wrong color picker. There we go. And yeah, I think just on this same layer. Oops. I meant to do that with the transparent, just to actually erase away some of it. Or most of it even. Is that still too much? I just want like a really subtle little touch of blue in there. Like that. I think that's probably good. Do I want any like on the side here too? I guess why not? Just take that and just blend it to oblivion. Oops. Keep using the wrong thing. Honestly, when it's under the hand anyway, it's not even really going to be visible, but just a little bit of that. Just a little tiny itty bit. All right, cool. Okay, looking nice. What else did I want to do? I think the main thing I wanted to do was potentially try to add some of the like crack markings on her hands. Is there anything else I need? I think another, I might want to look into messing with the line colors on the glove and the pin. Just because to have some more like depth in there. I think I might, and also the mouth looks a little bit weird. I might adjust the colors on there too. I think this layer is just the mouth line art, so I can just use the sliders that you guys can't see and just mess with those and see if I can get it to look nicer. That actually looks nicer. Is it too light? Like I like the lines being colorful, but I think when the lines are like in places of shadow, then I'm very wary of making them too light because it kind of might kill the contrast a little bit. I think that looks pretty nice though. I think maybe to compensate, I might have to darken some of the shadow areas, maybe. Not sure. All right, let's take a look at this. Oops. It's maybe that's actually not bad. Maybe a little bit too saturated for our needs, but sure, it'll do. And then the clasp is on this layer. So we can try to give that a little bit of highlight. I don't know. Looks weird. That's maybe fine, but not so much the rest of it. I don't know. Okay, I think that will do. Mm, I don't know, the ones on the hand might be too light now. Yeah. Let's go back with more dark. Not that. This one. Especially like in here, I think. Yeah, like that. Is that better? I think that's better. Um, just trying to decide what else I should do now. I I just feel like now the face shadows don't seem dark enough. I don't really want to go back in and although I can just take my existing shadow layers and just bump up the opacity on them or something. Why can I like not tell the difference with that? I guess because most of the shadows are actually from the highlights. I mean, what I can do about that is actually just make the base face color different. Like so. Hmm, that's actually not bad. Maybe. Is that okay? I kind of like that actually. Yeah, let's go with that. Um, the mouth needs to be darker now too. Mm, I think we might be done with that. Okay, let me just do the hands just so that I don't forget about them, and then we can try to figure out if there's any last little bits that we need to mess with. Okay, actually, the tricky thing about the hands is that I was messing with them, and now I have two copies of them. Um, for like special effects blending mode purposes. I think I can start with just putting the lines on one, and then if need be, I can add them to the other one. Um, let's maybe let's take this color, whatever, wherever it was. Should I just add it to the line art maybe? No, I should not do that. So if I just start painting with that, I get this sort of effect. Actually, I think what I want to do is, whoops. Perhaps do something like that. Let's start with that. and then we can adjust. Okay, so the question is how and where do I want to do this? I might want to start with a sketch, maybe. I don't know if I really need to. Take like the pencil tool or something. And just kind of sketch in where I want the lines to go. So I was looking at references of the hands, and it's kind of hard to see just because they're kind of transparent, and in a lot of the sprites they're like overlapping other stuff. It seems like the like crack markings don't really go all the way down her hands. They stop kind of about here, honestly. So I don't know how much of them I even want to put in. But again, it's hard to tell. Oops. Honestly, just something like this might be fine. Like, part of me wants to put more stuff down all the way down her hands, but I don't know if it's really necessary or accurate to the character. I think something like that might just be sufficient. What am I? I'm on entirely the wrong brush. Is that good? But I really like how it looks, and I want to put more, but I don't want to overdo it. Uh, hmm. Decisions. I think this might be good. I think maybe I should just stick with that. Quit while I'm ahead. I don't know if I even want to mess with this in any way. I think even the color and the opacity and stuff look just fine the way they are. I could try duplicating this and putting it on the other layer as well. But still, I don't know if it's needed. So that's what it ends up looking like. I don't really like that. I think it was good the way it was. Or on the other hand, I can try doing it the other way around, putting it on the other one and not on this one. It it looks kind of exactly the same. Okay. I think this is good. All right. Hmm. Are we done? One thing that I would really like to do something with is just put a little bit more texture in the background. Um, Also, I'm not sure how I feel about the glow layer. It looks kind of too intense now. I don't know. Maybe just bump it down a little bit. Is that better? Yeah, sure. Let's go with that. Hmm. I don't really have any textures on hand. I have some textured brushes that I can potentially try to mess with. Like watercolor stuff. I think this brush pack had some textured brushes. I know there are ways to get like textured backgrounds in Clip Studio Paint, but I haven't really messed with that very much. There's like the dust brush. Ooh, that's big. That's maybe a little bit weird. Here, I'm gonna put another layer. Whoops. No, get rid of all the dust. Yeah, like that. I'm gonna just take another layer and just try to mess around with the texture a little bit. Maybe this one. So you have something like this, just kind of a spray of random dots, I guess. Looks kind of funky. You can't even really tell the difference. What other kind of stuff can I try to mess around with? I think maybe the textured watercolor brushes might be the way to go. Just get like a big brush. Oof. It really slows down my computer. Um, hmm. I feel like if I want to mess with that, I need a bigger version of it, actually. This is gonna really slow everything down, huh? As long as it doesn't crash my program. Hmm, it's not bad. Maybe do another one for some kind of um, I don't know, maybe some of the weird dust stuff. These are really small though. Can I just like increase the particle size maybe? That's maybe too much. Mm, is that excessive? Yeah, just want it to be like really subtle. So you don't even really notice it that much when you're just looking at it, but it just gives it a little bit of something, a little bit of texture. Just something very subtle. I think that's good. I think actually maybe the light splotches are maybe too much. Which I know they're also already like at really low opacity. So yeah, like I don't want, visible shapes necessarily, just something to break up the monotony of the background just a tad bit. I think this is good. So if we want to like compare even what the background looked like before and after. Yeah, just looks a little bit more interesting. All right, are we done? I think we might be done. I don't know. Anyone else have ideas? I feel like I'm going to come back to this a little bit later and be like, oh, here's another 5 things that I want to mess with. But for now, I think this might actually be good. I feel like this area here is kind of missing some detail. But I feel like if I mess with it, I'm gonna make it look weird. I think it could use some shadows, some like strands of hair better defined. Because right now it just kind of looks flat. Um, I don't know if I want to mess with it. I'm afraid of making things worse at this point. Let's give it a quick try. This is like the main hair shadows layer. Or actually, are there highlights here? Yeah, a little bit, right? Oh, a lot bit actually. So yeah, I should probably just start erasing those highlights a little bit. Oh, oops. Mm. Who are you drawing? This is Reckon from Amarantis, which is a game that I've been yelling at everyone to play for like months now. Well, more than a year now. So you should go play it. Here he is, my boy, my Reckon, my emotional support empath. I love him a lot. Oops. Ah. Ah, I don't know what I'm doing. This is looking weird. How do you determine the different shade of brown for the different lightings? Uh, that's a very difficult question. So for most of this piece at least, I've mostly been working just with like um with adjust or not adjustment layers, but like multiply layers for the shading and add layers for the highlights. So I'm not actually specifically determining the exact shades myself, if that makes sense. But as for like determining where I put which shadow or highlight, that is also a very tricky question. Um, I don't know. It's very hard to answer because I just kind of go by vibes, you know? I'm just like, I kind of feel like using a little bit of this here. Which I know is like a terrible, terrible answer. I really want to be able to give people good answers and like help them improve their own art and whatnot. But unfortunately, I don't know what I'm doing. Like there are some things where I kind of, you know, have some sense of at least where I want the light to go and whatnot. For instance, here, I'm just going to get like a separate layer. Here, the light is more or less like coming from above, and like these areas are like facing towards that light, whereas like areas down here are like facing away from that light and therefore are not being hit by the light, if that makes sense. So yeah, there's definitely trickier bits to it though. And I'm honestly still not really happy with these shadows. I feel like they're too dull. Um, I am decently okay with how that bit turned out though. I think I'll leave it like that. It's not great, but it at least breaks up that flat bit that I had here before. And that's what was really bothering me. But yeah, as for the face, do I want to boost the shadows? Maybe? I don't know. I can't tell. Yeah, let's compare it to our earlier version. For some reason, it just looks weird to me today. I don't know if something, if I changed something in my display or what. Like, the entire image just looks like it's a different color today than it was when I was looking at it previously. I'm trying to become a game developer, and pixel art has been the bane of my existence. Pixel art is, I have so much respect for pixel artists. Like that, it just seems so difficult to me. Because they're a lot of the time, well, I'm not really familiar with the tools that exist for that. But in general, the idea of like actually picking an exact color for a specific pixel, that's wild to me. Um, Obviously I'm sure there are tools nowadays that allow you to do stuff like, you know, blend colors in um in pixel art, but like you do ultimately need to kind of account for literally every pixel, because just drawing something the way that you would for a regular piece of art and then like kind of scaling it to that pixel size is going to look awful. Like you have to actually um draw it to fit that format. And it's always just so mind-blowing to me when people make incredible pixel art. It's definitely yeah, it's just impressive. um I, the thing that's kind of bothering me right now is that I had added some like redder tones to like the scarred part of his face and his lips, and they seem to have kind of faded out as I shaded stuff. So I feel like maybe I need to boost that now. Like if I take out all of the face shading layers, this was like mm, this was like the base color, and this was clearly not enough. So I think I might try to mess with that. So like if I take something like this, there's a site on Google that you can give it two colors and it gives you any number of midpoints. That's what I've done for lighting. Wow. Interesting. So do you do that like manually for pixel art? Like blend by actually having your two colors and manually putting in the in-between colors? Or do you actually have tools to like to blend? Because if it's the former, that's a wild. That sounds like a whole lot of work. Who's this? Well, I just got that question earlier, but I'm always happy to repeat. This is my buddy Reckon from a game called Amaranthus, which I love, and you guys should play Amaranthus. And Reckon is the best. I feel like this is helping. Putting in that little bit of extra redness. I just hadn't found the tools yet. So you're just doing everything manually now? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there aren't tools for that. I kind of assumed there would be, but wait, why is... Oh gosh. Okay, now I need to undo all that because I think I messed up. Okay, I need to lock the transparency of that so I don't accidentally color outside the lines. I think I was coloring outside the lines. Okay, so here you can, yeah, that definitely makes a difference. Okay, yeah, I think that's helping a lot. There we go. And give his lips a little bit more redness as well. Is that too much? I think on the lips it's a little bit too much. I think if I'm just careful with it and just use a slightly lighter touch on my brush. I think that's better. I don't know. Did I maybe overdo it a little? Even on the rest of the face. I'm gonna just kind of scale it back slightly. Maybe. Mm. All right, I think we might be done. think we might be done. It's always difficult to determine. I think at least I should say I'm done for now. I can maybe take some time to not stare at this and then come back to it and find more stuff to fix later. But for now, I think I'm actually really happy with it. Very nice. All right. Cool, cool. This is what it looked like at the beginning of today's stream versus what it looks like now. Like, I feel like I didn't do a lot, but it actually made a big difference. Especially, I think, the added shading in the hair and the added shading in the face. It really changed a lot. Yeah, I guess maybe I can... Do you guys want to take a look through the whole process? Because I have been saving progress images of the entire thing. Let me see if I can pull them up. I'm going to go ahead and actually save this one. Just so we have the full lineup. Let's see, can I put this up on OBS? Oops. Hey, what? What is it opening? Opening something stupid. All right, can you guys see that? Yeah, I guess you guys probably can. So let's just go through. Can you see it? I think you guys can see it, right? My preview is not showing it. Let me just refresh my Twitch page just to make sure my preview isn't doing something stupid. I think my preview was just doing something stupid. So yeah, there's the sketch. There was, I think this was my first stream of this where I did the, oh, but I'm hidden. Okay, yeah, I can put myself over that. Okay, there we go. I'm back now. Yeah, I think I did this on stream, doing the line art, and then I updated it a little bit off stream. You may notice that I redraw the hands like 5 times during this process. Added some kind of base colors. Well, I guess this wasn't even really all the base colors. There's the proper base colors. Then these highlights I think I also did on stream. And then kind of messed with them a little bit more after the fact. And then this I think was the shading we did on stream a few weeks ago. And then more shading. And then that's it. Looks so good. I'm really proud of this. I'm very happy with how it came out. So, yeah. Very cool stuff. I guess that'll be it for today. It'll be a shorter stream, but I'm happy with it. All right. Well, thanks for coming. I'm not entirely sure what's going to be happening for Thursday's stream because I had plans to play Of the Devil Episode 2, but the release got pushed back. There is the Indie Game Awards, I think, happening that night, so I might maybe stream that or just go watch it myself. I don't know if people have any interest in watching me stream that, but I guess we'll see. And then I have a speed paint stream on Sunday, and then next Tuesday of the Devil should properly be out, so I should be able to finally play that. All right, cool. I guess that's it for today. Okay, well, whatever. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you guys had fun. Yeah, I'm done with this one. I guess for next time I do an art stream, I'll either switch over to another in progress thing I have, which, you know, I have a bazillion, or, well, at some point I'm gonna want to do an Of the Devil art stream probably. So we'll see what happens with that. Anyway, that's all for the future. For now, that's it. I hope you have a good rest of your day. I'll see you guys later.